Hello, hope you're doing well. Welcome to today's episode of In Case You Missed It on SportsMax and Scene TV. I'm Mariah Ramharack, and in today's episode, it's my pleasure to chat with Anthony D'Anrad. He is the Cricket Operations Manager at the Guyana Cricket Board. He has been serving in this capacity for the past 7 months, and he was previously the Assistant Development Officer at the GCB, and he occupied that role for 2 years. Anthony, welcome to In Case You Missed It. How are you doing?
Hi, Maria. I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Thanks so much. I think, we can start with some good news. A good place to start today's show by reflecting on that second Test match win for the West Indies versus Australia to tie the series 1-1. We have the young Guyanese Shamar Joseph nursing an injured toe, but he propelled the Windies to that 8-run victory. Have you soaked up that win just yet?
Not as yet. We're still celebrating that victory. I can tell you that for sure. And I'm sure not just Guyana, but the entire Caribbean and those from the Caribbean that are living abroad, I'm sure they are all still celebrating that victory because it was a phenomenal and inspiring victory.
Are you doing anything special for Shamar, the Guyana Cricket Board?
Yes, actually, the government of Guyana and the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, as well as the Guyana Cricket Board, is planning a welcoming home dinner for him tomorrow. He's going to be arriving here tomorrow evening.
All right, I know he'll really appreciate it. Joseph, he had figures of 1 for 56 and 7 for 68 in the match, and he took a total of 13 wickets during the 2 tests. He was awarded Player of the Series honours. How pleased are you, Anthony, that it's one of your very own countrymen carrying out these heroics to secure the win for the West Indies? He's a Guyanese.
Yeah, definitely. I think for that victory to come from a Guyanese, obviously it will make all of Guyana proud. It's not just a Guyanese thing, but to do it for the West Indies at that level in Australia, I think that was just a phenomenal performance. I think it would inspire a lot of cricketers that we now have coming up. I think when they see how much that victory means to the West Indies, they will be inspired and feel inspired.
All right, and in your interactions with the player, what's so special about Shamar Joseph?
Honestly, I think it's his self-belief.
Yeah.
His self-belief is amazing, second to none. I don't think of anyone that I've come across in recent memory that has that self-belief in them to know that or to say that I'm going to do this now and to go and do it. I think he did it twice when he called his own force wicket. He told his players that he's going to get a wicket to force ball and to go out and do it. I mean, and to see that Shamar, the way he played during that test series, it doesn't look like somebody who was playing his first test series. He looked like he belongs at that level.
Yeah.
And I think that it all comes down to his self-belief and his will. He has tremendous will to succeed. And all those who've been around him for the past 12 months or so would share that view, would share how amazing his self-belief is.
Yeah, even I felt motivated after listening to him because you know his story, then you see him there, he's owning everything as if as you said, it's not as if he's new, he belongs there. And I think that is something that all of us can take a page out of his book and also feel motivated by what he has done. Now, Shamar was set to play in the ILT20, but he was ruled out with a toe injury, which he picked up during that Windies versus Australia Test series. There's a tweet, Anthony, made by former West Indies pacer Ian Bishop. He's called on the West Indies Cricket Board to compensate Shamar Joseph to prevent burnout. And that, of course, is because of the heroics that we saw against Australia at the Gabba. What are your thoughts on this suggestion and the importance of protecting players like Shamar?
I think as we've all seen by now in the last few days, Shamar has become a very hot commodity. We've seen the Pakistan League pick him up. I've seen something about RCB picking him up. I'm not sure if that is confirm. But the burnout aspect of it is obviously something that we will have to monitor as a board, not just the Guyana Cricket Board, but the West Indies Cricket Board as well, and be able to guide him and to ensure that we do not allow him to be burned out in the future.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that, the Guyana Cricket Board will be playing a part in ensuring that you guide him, because people like Shamar only come across, once in a lifetime, and of course, in the best interest of Guyana cricket and in the best interest of West Indies cricket, it's so important that we protect him as a player. Now, looking back, Anthony, at the 2023 season, Guyana cricket has a lot to celebrate. What would you say has been the biggest achievement of 2023?
I think the fact that we've had representation at all levels at the West Indies team, male, female, both junior and senior as well. We have 2 players in the World Cup that is playing in South Africa, the Under-19 World Cup, and that team is also doing well. And I think they're going under the radar a bit because of what transpired over the past week in Australia. I think yesterday they won a game against Sri Lanka to add to the performances that they've had in the previous matches, right? So yeah, the success and having those representation at the West Indies level, I think, is one of the major things, as well as us rolling out some of our development programs.
Yeah, really, really proud
locally.
Really proud of the Guyanese cricketers. What did it mean to the cricket-loving public of Guyana to finally win a CPL title? For me, that's the biggest achievement. But of course, you gave your vision. What did it mean to you and your people?
It meant a lot. I can tell you that for sure. All of Guyana, we were ecstatic for at least a week. And I'm sure there are still Guyanese, both in Guyana and across the world, that are still taking a toast to that victory. And this is 2024, and I know we're looking forward to taking that title again and have a repeat. We want to be greedy.
Yeah, game on. Well, we'll see how that turns out. But it's now time for a quick break on In Case You Missed It. When we return, we continue chatting with GCB Operations Manager Anthony D'Anrad. All right, welcome back to In Case You Missed It. Thank you so much for staying with us as we continue our discussion with the GCB's Operations Manager, Anthony D'Anrad, as we look ahead to the 2024 cricket season in Guyana. So, Anthony, inter-county cricket has already started in Guyana, last Sunday to be exact. This competition will be used to select the national team for regional competition. How has that been going?
Yeah, Maria. So the under-15 intercounty started Sunday. We've had 2 rounds of matches. The third and final round will be played tomorrow. We have 4 teams participating in that tournament, which is the Barbies team, the Demerara team, and the Essequibo team, as well as the GCB Select 11. Now we have Barbies and Demerara are at the top of the table. They've both had 2 wins from 2 matches.
And how do you think, based on what you've seen from these youngsters and in the matches, how are your regional title chances looking this season?
I think we're looking forward to the regional tournament this year because we have quite a few talented players, especially in the batting department. We also have a fast bowler returning and quite a few bowlers returning from last year's tournament. And we're definitely looking forward to it. In one of those matches that have been played, we had a score of 402 for 2 in 50 overs with two batsmen getting 100, getting a century.
Wow.
One actually scored 160.
Tell us some names. Who to look out for?
But the guy who made the 160, his name is Emmanuel Lewis. He's been scoring runs locally as well. He scored a double century. I think it was just over a month prior to this in the county tournament. We have young Adrian Hettimeyer. He is the nephew of West Indies player Shimron and the son of former national under 19 or youth batsman Sion Hettimeyer. And the other player to score this century, his name is Parish Ram.
Yeah.
And we also have the talent, as I mentioned before, the young fast bowler from Borbies, Arif Khan. Yeah, I think he was earmarked last year and was part of the West Indies under 15 camp.
I need to make a trip to Guyana to find out what y'all are feeding these players, because for sure, whatever you're doing is definitely working. So we're going to shift a bit now to the junior development programs in Guyana, because last year, as you were telling me, the GCB launched a cricket academy, and I want to know more because I think this is also a major part and a contributor to the success.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, President Bisunial Singh has a vision to launch 18 academies across Guyana, and those academies would be at least one in each association in Guyana. We have 18 associations. We've already launched 6, and those six academies are in Essequibo, with one being launched as far as Morocco. That is quite a long trip, even further than to get to Shamar in Barakaro.
Wow. Well, again, we'll be following those programs very closely because, as I said, whatever you and your team have been doing with the cricketers, it really has been working and we're seeing the results. What about the school cricket programs, though? Is it active? And how important are these school cricket programs to the development of Guyana's cricket and, by extension, West Indies cricket?
Yeah, well, we've had the 5 for Fun program, which started last year, and this year we're actually finalizing the agreement with Republic Bank as well as West Indies CWI to launch this year's 5 for Fun tournament. So that is something that we are looking to start very soon. And the secondary school cricket is something that we're still working on. We're working on with the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Culture, because as we all know, you can't go into the school system and just roll out a program. You have to work with the Ministry of Education as well as the Ministry of Sport. And we have a minister that is quite adamant on developing sport, and we will have that support that very shortly we'll be able to roll out that secondary school cricket program.
Okay, good. Well, that's also some really, really good news. Let's switch a bit now to coaching. Ryan Hercules has been the head coach of the Guyana national team for around 18 months now. Can you assess his time in the role so far?
Yeah, I think he's done a fairly good job, obviously with winning the regional 4-day tournament last year. I think it was an amazing achievement for him in his first year in charge of the 4-day team. He was in charge of the 50-over team in 2022, where he got his first taste of being in that leadership role. He was obviously the assistant coach to Crandon before that, so he would have had some experience being around the team and being around regional cricket. But to actually have the post as head coach where you're the person in charge, I think he has elevated and he has done well so far for us.
And what about programs to ensure that there is constant development of the coaches? For example, coaching courses, are those in place?
Yes, we work along with Cricket West Indies in rolling out the coaching education program. That is done once every year. We've had we're coaching education for at least 20 coaches at each level. That is the level 1, level 2, and the foundation courses, which is a precursor to the level 1. So for the past few years, we've had over 50 qualified coaches at the different levels, and that is what we're trying to tap into, that coaching, that resource we're using, and that's one of the advantages of having that academy. So we can assign qualified coaches in those areas and be able to expose youngsters, because our academy is catered for ages 7 to 17. So we want to be able to have our cricketers being exposed to qualified coaches as early as even before 7 years. So we're not just limiting it to age 7. As long as they have the ability, we will welcome them into the academy program. So we're trying to utilize those coaches that we're investing in, obviously, so that we can have proper programs coming from the junior level straight up to the senior level.
Yeah, always important to keep investing in our coaches to ensure, proper development. Well, after the regional 4-day competition, Guyana is set to have a big T20 league focused mainly on the local-based players. Can you provide us with some additional details on this competition? When will it start? A bit about the format. Well, it's T20, but how will it work?
Well, we're actually going to have the top 90 players is going to be in a draft, where we're going to try to do it as the CPL does it. But those things are not finalized as yet, so I don't want to go too deep into that.
Okay.
But the period for that tournament will definitely be the first part of the year, maybe after the 4-day tournament, because we want to focus on retaining our regional 4-day title.
And we're thinking bigger in years to come, because you say CPL and I'm saying, well, maybe eventually you can attract regional and international players once everything goes to plan.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be the first year for this T20 league, and obviously we would want to make it bigger and better in years to come.
Yeah, I know I touched on the CPL earlier, and again, I still can't get over that victory. It has really been a huge deal for the Guyana Amazon Warriors to walk away with that title. How eager are you to defend it this year?
As I said before, we want to get greedy. We want to retain the title. We want to retain the CPL, and we're actually hoping that our female Amazon Warriors could take some inspiration from that victory last year and go one step further this year, because I think we lost in the final last year. So we're looking forward to 2024, definitely.
Yeah, and Anthony, that same women Guyanese CPL team, you had 6 Guyanese players selected to play for the women's CPL franchise. The women have been doing really well. Ashmini Munisar, she captained the women's under-19 World Cup team also. How pleased are you with the development of Guyana's women's cricketers?
Yeah, what we've done in the past 18 to 24 months is we've appointed a head coach for the female team, as well as an assistant coach. And our head coach is currently Clive Grimman. Previously it was Julian Moore, who was a successful youth coach. Clive Grimman's assistant is a very well-known former West Indies female cricketer in Tremaine Smart. She is currently also working with the CWI in the female camp.
Can we expect more to be done to ensure that the ladies reach their full potential?
Yeah,
because to have top coaches is one thing, but you need to be able to spot talent, develop talent. Will we be seeing that?
Yeah, so actually we have ongoing training sessions that are actually overlooked and coordinated by the head coach and the assistant coach. So training sessions are ongoing in Borbies, as well as Demerara. And this year we're hoping to have an assigned or an appointed head coach in Essequibo. So we will have coaches in each of the 3 counties doing year-round organized training with these female cricketers.
Okay, good stuff. Has it been difficult attracting sponsorship for cricket in Guyana? Because y'all are winning, and with winning, people are willing to put their money on a winning team. So has it been easy?
Actually, last year we got the support of the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, who would have assisted us in the under 19 at the under 19 level, the boys under 19. They sponsored uh, an interclub tournament, a nationwide interclub tournament, as well as give us some assistance for the intercounty, the under 19 intercounty. We've also had Republic Bank coming on board and partner with us for the under 23 tournament, which is a new age group tournament rolled out by the GCB last year, actually. So apart from that, we've not had the amount of support that we would have liked. But we're hoping that with the success of 2023 and success of our local players, and that we can have corporate Guyana come on board a lot more this year. Obviously, we know corporate or having sponsors is very important in assisting in the development of cricket and development of sport.
Definitely, we need money for things to happen. Well,
Exactly.
under the leadership of GCB President Bisundial Singh, what type of 2024 cricket season is Guyana looking forward to?
Where we're looking forward to a very successful 2024 cricket season.
All right, and if it's anything to go from what happened in 2023, we'll be in for a treat. So it's now time for a...
Definitely.
Go ahead.
I said definitely.
All right, we're going to take one more quick break on In Case You Missed It. And when we return, it's my favorite time, rapid fire time. All right, so welcome back to In Case You Missed It on SportsMax and Scene TV. Let's get right to the fun part of today's episode. So Anthony, in this segment, I'll pose a question and you say the first word or phrase that comes to mind. Are you ready?
Ready.
Favorite thing about Guyana?
The people.
What do you love most about Guyana's cricket?
We are on our way up.
Okay, can't argue with you there. Favorite cricketer in the world?
Virat Kohli.
Most prominent cricketer to come from Guyana?
That's a tough one. I like.
Okay. What word comes to mind when you think about Guyanese cuisine?
Delicious.
I think spicy. I think flavorful. I have so many words. I love Guyanese food, just putting that out there. But let's go back. What would be your advice to young and upcoming cricketers?
I think it's important they believe in themselves, believe in their ability, and work hard. Work hard, dedicate themselves to their craft, and dedicate themselves to getting better every single day.
Yeah. And I think they can use, if I'm to add to your answer, Shamar Joseph as a perfect example. We're going to head we're going to head across now to social media to see what has been trending about Guyana cricket. So let's see. So Ian Rafael Bishop, thanks to this young man, Shamar Joseph, for bowling one of the most remarkably courageous and high-quality spells on an injured right foot. All credit to you and your loved ones, bro, for what you have achieved and will continue to achieve. Any comments on this, Anthony?
No, I think Ian Bishop said it all there. It was to watch that and to recollect on that performance. I think it was truly inspirational.
Yeah, for all of us, but each one of us, in our daily lives. Let's take another reaction from social media. Carlos Brathwaite, he's reacting to Shamar and he simply says one word, iconic. Agreed?
Agreed.
Yeah. Another one, another reaction, please. Well, the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. West Indies are back. Are we back with this one test match win? I've been arguing with my co-host on the SportsMax zone. What say you? Are we back or is it too early?
I don't want to say we're back as yet. I think we need to back up these performances. Well, that performance in the second test, especially with a few more like that before we can actually say that we're back. But I think that that performance should inspire this group of players particularly, as well as those that will be coming in, for sure in the coming years, that West Indies cricket could do these things, and we are able to do. We have the ability, rather, to do or to perform in this manner. So it's just about us being consistent, and I think that if we remain focused and remain believing in ourselves and believing in our ability as West Indian cricketers, that we can start to say that we're going to turn that corner.
Yeah, I can even quote your answer in rapid fire. We're not there yet, but we're on our way up. So that's the response for me where West Indies cricket is concerned. Anthony, I want to thank you so much. I know you're a busy man, but you took the time to join me on In Case You Missed It. And I'm wishing you and the GCB all the best in the 2024 cricket season.
Yeah, Maria, thanks. It was a pleasure being here.
All right.
I wish you guys well as well.
Yeah, take care. Well, folks, that's it from us for today. Be sure to like, share, and comment, and let me know how much you enjoyed today's interview. And what do you like about the Guyana cricket right now? Bye. Goodbye for now.